Hello, my name is Mike Vogt. I have been a volunteer at Homework House for 5 years now, and I've just wanted to share some of my experiences at Homework House. It has been a fantastic organization. I have loved volunteering here, and the only reason I'm stopping is because I won't be in the area anymore to participate. But kind of what inspired me to volunteer in the first place was I was new to the area. I just started working at some specific university, and someone had mentioned that there was this great organization in the community that helped kids, and I worked with youth throughout most of my high school and college days, and so I just wanted to really kind of get back into volunteering, and so I was looking for a place to do that, and Homework House was it. So I came in for a semester, and they got me hooked. It was a fantastic experience, meeting with kids every week and being able to just kind of participate and invest in their lives. So some of my favorite experiences, I'd say, about Homework House were our trips that we would take. We'd go down to either the beach for a summer kind of reward for students who had excelled throughout the year, and some of the times we would go down to LA for either a Dodgers game or a Clippers game, and just being able to go with the kids who really hadn't had an opportunity to leave the area, maybe ever, or at least very rarely in their lives, and to see kind of their faces as they experience something new, or the first time maybe they saw the ocean, or the first time they had been to a baseball or a basketball game. So just being able to kind of watch their eyes kind of open to the big world out there outside of the community that they've grown up in, and then just also being able to see how their lives have changed over time. Being able to volunteer for several years here, was able to see kids grow up, and how Homework House changed their lives. I think that was some of the best experiences I had while I was here. I would tell prospective volunteers, one of the things that's most important to volunteers, that if you live in the area, or if you are a member of the community, kind of why not? Why wouldn't you take the chance to impact people around you? Because it's not just impacting kids; it's impacting their families, and then they go out and impact other people. So it has a ripple effect throughout the community. So I would tell prospective volunteers, take the time to make a difference, because this is a much wider reach than just the hour or 2 hours that you volunteer in a day to help kids with their homework. It's a life-changing experience for these children. So I'd say my experience that made how would I say my experience made a positive impact? It's kind of hard sometimes because you work with kids throughout the semester, and then they maybe they'll leave or they'll graduate to the next program, and you don't always get to see how your investment paid off really in their lives. But being a member of this community, I was able to see kids that I had volunteered to help throughout my time here at Homework House. I would run into them at stores, supermarket, and they would just come up and be like, I can't believe it's you. Oh my gosh, I remember you from 3 years ago. You were my tutor, and they're like, oh, you're so good to see you. And so someone that you may have thought previously that you didn't have a real big impact on would come up to you out of nowhere and remember your name, and like every time that they'd ever seen you. So that was probably one of the most rewarding experiences, was to see that positive impact. And they would talk about how the time you invested in them had changed their lives, that made them want to excel in school and do better. And I ran into one of my volunteers actually who had come back to volunteer with Homework House, and he was one of my former students. And he came up and he was like, I can't believe time that you invest in us made me want to invest in the organization as well. And so that just kind of blew me away. I was really taken by surprise by that, because sometimes you don't, like I said, you don't always get to see that positive impact until years later, and they will testify to this experience that you had no idea you were part of in shaping your future. So I'd say investing in the youth of today, how would I think that impacts tomorrow? In a community that you belong to, your students, the children in that community, are not just kids. They're not just someone else's kids. They're your future neighbors. They're a member of your family and community. These are kids who will grow up and probably stay in that community and become nurses and doctors and lawyers and fellow citizens, firefighters, police officers. So I want to know that when I'm calling 911, or when I'm going in to a restaurant, that the people who I'm interacting with, the people that I'm calling for help, the police or the firefighters, when things are at their worst, I want to know that those are people that someone, whether it's me or someone else, invested time in, and to make them who they are. That they weren't just did it because it was a job, but they're doing it because it's a calling. And I feel like that comes from experiences like Homework House, that those kids move into those careers through experiences that they have by people investing in them, investing time and energy and resources. So I think it's incredibly important. It's a responsibility and it's a privilege as a community member to invest in the children of your community, because they are